gold and silver over the next coming years. We'll take a look at that today, those ratios. If you're watching this on the replay, just use the time codes, easiest thing to do in the world. But look, if you're watching this live, which you should be doing, you get to enjoy everything we do here at Good Morning Stackers, your week daily live show all about bullion economic news. It's the morning live show for the stacking community worldwide. My name is Joe Main. Let's do all the stuff we do. We do shout outs, we do plugs, we do all that stuff. Then we'll talk about platinum versus gold and silver, which reigns supreme. We'll also do gold, silver, platinum analysis as well. But in the first 1 minute of the show, you come here live for the Synchronised Slurp. That's where you grab a tasty beverage of your choice and we slurp it synchronously together. It's you have to do it audibly. It's the honor system. Here we go. In 3, 2. As I said, my name is Joe Main. I've been a stacker for 15 years roughly, worked in the precious metals industry for 11 years in customer service and then social media, YouTube content creation. You know all the stuff. You've seen it. If you've seen Bullion Now's channel, I started that. That was all me up until a certain point. And then I revitalized Ainslie's channel. You've seen what they've been able to do in the last few years since I joined them. Now I'm not with Ainsley. I'm not with a bullion dealer. I do this show and I teach you the skills of how to create consistently engaging YouTube content and other social media content as well. I do have a couple of clients already. One in particular, my brand partner, Perth Bullion Exchange. They're my brand partner, but they also are one of my clients as well. So go over to their channel, check them out. They're kicking goals at the moment with their social media stuff because I'm teaching them how to do it. So if you'd like to learn how to do it for your business, any kind of business, come my way and we'll talk about it. Could it work for you? And then I charge you money, dirty, greedy capitalist, and all that sort of stuff. So let's do some shout outs, but we will be talking about platinum mainly today. So how's everyone feeling? Let's pop in your GMSs. GMS means good morning stackers. Welcome to all those watching. 408 subscribers as of right now. Of course, we have my Australian community, but we have a lot of watchers from everywhere else in the world as well. Of course, I post on the Silver Degen Club and Wall Street Silver over there on Reddit. So we've got a lot of viewers there. Welcome to all those watching from that side of the world as well. Mark, Florida man. Speaking of an international viewer, Florida man, GMS, looking forward to Joe's take on this specific topic. You will get it again if you're watching this on the replay. Use the time code, skip all the other stuff, but you really come here for the community, for the GMS family stuff. Hit the big red subscribe button to join the GMS family. We're the winning team, mate. We are just kicking goals right now. Pete Repeat says GMS. Ben Ferrugia. Got your message, Ben. So I will I'll have to download that very quickly on doing it live, but we'll take a look at your little charts as well for platinum. So thanks for providing those. CT is in the house. CT, GMS from Texas, the Lone Star State. Black Coal back in. The Don is back in. So many regulars. This is great to see. Knackers morning all. Black Coal, quiet sip of tea as working in office today. But you did do a little slurp. As long as you slurped a little bit. Nice shirt. Thanks, man. Thank you. I have a couple of these. I'm the type of person that when I buy one type of thing, I just almost always buy that same thing. This is out of interest. It's a what's it called? Oh, dang. I can't remember. French Connection. It's a French Connection shirt. They recently changed their name from French Connection to Unison. Okay, but it's their slim fit male shirt in the extra small because I'm a small guy. Tony Peterson, GMS. Naka said, might buy today. Okay. Wait for the technical analysis and wait for that platinum ratio stuff. Denny Lou, good to see you, mate. Good morning, GMS. Good morning, fam. Wally. Hola, Wally. Wally's back in the house. Can I tell you a little bit about Wally without giving up too much information? Wally was Wally's a stacker. Wally was the first person. I think I can give away that because you don't have it anymore. I'm pretty sure you're the correct Wally as far as I'm aware. Wally was the first person. You can say yes. You can deny or say yes. I think you're the right person. Was the first person to purchase unallocated when Bullion Now. I joined Bullion Now as their first employee. And then this is all before even before the shop had a really kind of like a shop front. It was just like there was doors off hinges and things. It was all in the setup phase. But we set up the unallocated program. I think Wally was the first one to purchase unallocated through the Bullion Now unallocated program. I don't know if you have any anymore, but confirm or deny that. Have I got the complete wrong person? There we go. I sure am. That's right. Remember very, very clear. Wally, the first person to purchase unallocated from Bullion Now. Now, I'm happy to plug all businesses that I've been with and other businesses. Go buy from all the bullion businesses in Australia. Of course, working for Bullion Now as their first employee and was there for 3 years. Ran their social media. I took it to where it is right now, and of course, it's been carried on from Ruben and everyone else there. But go buy from them because they're an amazing company. But I will say my brand partner right now, who is absolutely kicking goals, is Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au. Give them a bigger plug in a second. Wally says, I am watching you with my 9-year-old. Oh, who wants to be a YouTube influencer? Fantastic. Wow. Congratulations. Well, welcome to your 9-year-old. Hello, 9-year-old. Can I give you any quick little tips? The quick tip for being a YouTube influencer is talk about things that you know about, talk about things that you like and that you're passionate about, and then people will naturally see that you're enthusiastic about those things, and that's number one. So talk about things that you know about, that you're passionate about, and number two, do it consistently. That's the main thing. So do it consistently, do it regularly. So you've got to do it very regularly, and then you'll learn as you go. So I'm not a goals person, I'm a systems person. Goals are great, but you don't get to your goals unless you have a system in place. The system is do something you're passionate about, you're talking about it, you have some knowledge on it, and then do it consistently, and then just learn as you go. You don't have to wait to have the perfect camera and the perfect lighting and the perfect anything. Just set up your camera and go. And then you'll just learn as you go. So that's my tip for you wonderful 9-year-old. Congratulations for being 9, and you've got a fantastic career ahead, I can tell. Don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe, absolutely. And I'm going to agree with this. I mean, I naturally have to agree. I won't say it out loud. But, of course, no, everyone's great there. But, I think I did pretty well. Okay, people, let's do some quick plugs. I've got to show you Perth Bullion Exchange's special of the week. So who is Perth Bullion Exchange? perthbullion.com.au. They launched in May. They launched to a lot of fanfare. They did 30 days of specials, a special every day for 30 days. And of course, as you know, as I just said before, they are one of my clients, social media clients, teaching them the skills how to create consistently engaging content. I've worked with them from the beginning on that. So all that stuff, they're doing such a great job. But what they do now is they do a special every single week on a Monday. And it's not just for 24 hours like some other places. It is the whole week. So this week, up until Monday next week, you can get the 2023 1-ounce Australian Chinese Myths and Legends Dragon and Koi silver coin. And you can see it's a little bit off on the right-hand side there. But weekly special for $2 off per coin. Now, bear in mind, the Dragon coin is already a very high premium coin, okay? But you get it for extra $2 off per coin. And here is the thing, and this is what no other bullion dealer is doing. No other bullion dealer is doing. If you want to buy a roll, you just buy a roll, and then what you normally do with these kind of things is it's a great idea, not financial advice, to buy a roll plus one. So a roll is 20, so you buy 21 in total, and then you'll get given a sealed roll plus one. I like the plus one because then you got the sealed roll, you don't have to open it, you got that plus one to hold and look and to show people it's your demo one, right? But you get 21. But then, any other bullion dealer, then you've got to pay $17.50, $20, $25 shipping, depending on what else you're buying. No. At Perth Bullion Exchange, when you qualify for any quantity discount, no matter what the product is, it could be 3 1-ounce gold bars, it could be 20 Dragon silver coins. But if you qualify for the first discount tier, instant free shipping. Do you understand? instant, free, express shipping, sign-on delivery, insured, all that other stuff that you get with every other bullion dealer, except you're not paying for it. Come on. My understanding with the shipping thing, some things are going to change. It'll still be free shipping. Sometimes what's been happening out of interest, and I'll come back to this, and this will be the last plug. What's been happening recently is Perth Bullion Exchange set up the basics of it, but in some cases they've been losing money on sales because some people are buying a few things, they're getting the free shipping, but they live in whoop whoop. And then it can only go by a certain method, and they're sometimes actually losing money on sales at the moment. Probably in general, they're getting, they're doing fine, but some of them they're losing out. So they're going to modify the shipping. You'll still get the free shipping on the quantity discounts, but sometimes my understanding is sometimes it might go via Australia Post rather than toll, and that kind of thing. So, but you still qualify for free shipping whenever you get those quantity discounts. Ruben is doing a great job. Love Ruben. This is the thing, and Ruben, I love Ruben. Ruben was the second employee. Now, technically, he'll say, and he did say, he's the first employee only because he was on the employee books, on the PAYG books. Because technically he was the first employee on the definition of what an employee is. That's on the PAYG system. But I was the first person to join the company. But I was a contractor, and I've always been, because I do it by ABN, so I was always a contractor. But I was technically the first employee, but I was really the first employee as what the general sense of an employee is. But Ruben, I was the first employee, and he's doing a great job, absolutely. That's golden advice, pun intended. Haha. Great question. Thank you for asking. Does Perth Bullion, we'll get to the ratio stuff and all that in just a second. Does Perth Bullion Exchange have an unallocated program? They do not as of right now, but in my conversations with Ricky from Perth Bullion Exchange, in the beginning, before they launched the business, I grilled the ever-loving out of him and said, hey, well, are you going to do this? I was like, another bullion business. Literally, I was thinking, another bullion business? Like every man and his dog's got it feels like every man and his dog's got a bullion company at the moment, or they're launching one. So I said, okay, all right. In Perth, all right, that's pretty cool. All right, Perth, yeah, cool. There's not a lot, you got others, but others who aren't doing as good a job, I think. But are you going to do this? Oh, yeah, we're going to do that. Oh, cool. Are you going to do this? Yeah, we're already doing that. Oh, okay. What about this? Hang on, what about this? And it's like, yes. So my understanding is, yes, there will be an unallocated program. It's just not in place yet, but there's absolutely plans to do so based on my previous conversations. And, first company to do free shipping. What the hell? So, time code. You want to do, we'll do gold, silver, and platinum analysis. Then we'll do the platinum ratio stuff. Okay, people. So, let's take a look at gold. And we'll do this on, I like to leave you to the very end to do all this other stuff, because it makes more sense to do we'll do a very quick intraday technical analysis, what's been happening over the last 24 hours. Then we'll finish with platinum, and then we'll do the platinum ratio stuff. Makes sense? Good, great. So here is gold. On the daily time frame, priced in US dollars, currently 2,361. We're using the tradingview.com website. So yesterday I will remain, let's see. What do you know? What was I talking about yesterday? So I was talking about yesterday, of course, we had this move right up here, spike up to close to near my final hurdle for new all-time highs. What does that mean? Until we're above and we close, I would say a week, preferably a month, above the final hurdle of 2,400. It's not guaranteed that we make new all-time highs soon. But if when we close a week, preferably a month, above 2,400, I'm going to say, oh, no. The new all-time highs in gold are coming imminently in a few months' time rather than being in years' time. Okay, but until we're over that little hump, that hurdle right there, I can't say that definitively. Okay, but what we've seen and what I was talking about, what do you know? I was talking about this support level here of 2,370, and I said if that doesn't hold, then watch out for gee, this previous level of resistance, and it happens to be the bottom end of this box right here, which I've had drawn in for God forever and a day, of 2,350. My regular subscribers know that that is a key level that I've been talking about as resistance. We broke through it. We closed at support. We found support. We broke up, and now we've had a retest. Great. Fantastic. So while we're above 2,350, still looking great. I would still say I'll give it an 80-20. While we're in this range between 2,350 to 2,370, I'll give the 80% chance that we are going to be seeing new all-time highs. We're going to be seeing, the final hurdle reached soon while we're above there. And more importantly, I only give a 20% chance while we are at the price that we're at right now, that the best buy zone of 2,250 anywhere down to 2,150 will be hit. It was 50-50 at one point. It was actually 70-30. It was 70-30 when we were kind of down here, particularly when we were under here. It was like 70-30. Down here, it was really, really, close, but we broke above. So that's really great. So that's why I'm back to flipped it. And so it's like a 20-80 chance that we hit the best buy zone at the moment. And with the head and shoulders, that's invalidated, I think, for me now. I get maybe a 5% chance, a 10% chance that this, because have a look on the weekly time frame. This is what you do have to bear in mind. You have to watch this. The relative strength index on the weekly time frame, while we have ticked up right here, we have ticked over for this week, okay? It doesn't mean we stay there, but just bear that in mind. So this, and could that potentially mean that? Yeah, quite possibly. And on the weekly time frame, I will note on the head and shoulders, I think I need to actually give it more of a, I have to give it a 20% chance, because if I'm 20% likely that we hit the best buy zone, that would coincide with a head and shoulders pattern. So I have to say 20% chance still that this is a head and shoulders pattern. Why? Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, because what we've done is we've come back up to test, and we haven't broken yet the previous shoulder right there. So that's a pretty perfect, at least on the weekly time frame. You could argue that this was the failed attempt. You could argue that this here was the failed move for it to be a head and shoulders pattern. I'm not so sure. So that's why I'll give it the 20% chance that it could still play out. So don't do anything don't base your actions on anything that I say. I just give likelihoods and just dollar cost average. That's the easiest way to do it. But look at that, left, head, right. So what would I want to see? I would want to see it hold above, absolutely hold above 2,350. I don't want to see it close a week below there. If that closes a week below 2,350, that's okay. So just watch 2,350 as the key level for closes, not for spikes. You can have spikes down, but closes, particularly weekly and monthly closes. So that's where we're at gold. 20% chance right now, head and shoulders. 20% chance we hit the best buy zone. 80% chance we creep up to break the final hurdle, 2,400, and then we're on our way upwards in the coming months after that. The next major target, I'm not saying it's happening this year at all, but just the next big one, 3,000 psychological value. That's pretty much it. There'll be little levels along the way. We can do some Fibonacci later on. So that is gold. Let's take a look at silver. Oh man, and we'll take a look at the gold to silver ratio as well. Looking great for silver at the moment. Again, get your comments in, get your questions. At the end of the show, I do questions about anything. So ask me anything and I'll scroll through those. So silver, we have seen a dip below, but we've moved back above. So this is the weekly time frame. We'll go to the daily. $30.85 US cents. What were we talking about yesterday? Interesting. If you watched the video from yesterday, and I'll put this back in a second, we were talking about, of course, this support level. It was great to see. It was great to see that we'd closed above on the daily time frame, $31 US. My final hurdle for to say that we're basically in a basically no. Almost 99.9% chance, 99.99% chance that we're in a bull market and higher prices from here in the years to come. But I need to see it close on the monthly time frame. We did close it on the daily. That's great to see, and it's positive. Got to see it close a month, preferably July, above 31. But we were talking about a couple of support levels just out of interest. We drew in this line yesterday. Gee, what do you know? Right there. Okay, that's pretty obvious. And I even drew in a Fibonacci, and I think I got rid of it, but I think I'll put it back, and I think it might line up quite possibly right there. Did I say something like between $30.50 and $30.70? Let me just show you. I just want to check it. This is just for my own benefit. Was it there? Oh yeah, okay, it was about there. Okay, not exact. So I said this Fibonacci level right there, I said might be hits $30.55. Okay, but we closed above both lines, so that's really good to see. So that's very positive. We've had that spike down, but we closed the day. Don't worry about spikes. Spikes don't mean a lot, and you'll never really catch the spikes down or the spikes up. You got to think about the closes. Closes on dailies, closes on weeklies, particularly closes on monthlies as well. So we closed the day above this resistance level, which is positive to see. Doesn't mean we're going up from here, no, but it's positive to see. But what we do need to see is that remain a support level on a close of a day minimum, preferably. And then the final hurdle, we're just creeping along. So what I want to see, obviously, a close above there, range for a bit, and then close the month of July above 31, which tells me go time, baby. We're probably in go time. It's probably been go time. As I've said, we're 99% in the bull market since we broke and held 26 on the monthly time frame. It was great to see, but 31's my like 100%. You know, when I say 100%, I don't mean 100% literally, because black swans and all that. But, general smart person, we understand 100%. You know what that means. Okay, that's really it. What would negate all of this? Of course, breaking below, I would say, a support level. No, yeah, of course, $29.80 right here. So down here, wouldn't worry. Down here, closing a week below $29.80 would signal that's not as good. Okay, do bear in mind though, we have broken through this trend line right here, and we've actually yet to come back and test it. Doesn't mean we will, but yeah, you don't want to break $29.80. That's pretty much it. On the relative strength index on the daily time frame, we're trending up general direction, so that's positive to see. As we said yesterday, the weekly time frame, we are trending up. We're at the support line right there. So it's looking positive for silver. And on the monthly, we are still trending up as well. So that's really positive. So general statement for silver is positive. Just watch out for those levels. And I'm looking really positive for silver at the moment. So that is its silver target. I will keep my silver target for, I could be underestimating this now, but 37 to 40 US dollars for 2024 is a reasonable target for me. I'm not necessarily certain that we go to break or to test the all-time high again in 2024. We've got 6 months to do so. Could certainly do it. I'm going to be a little bit conservative, as I tend to be in life, a bit conservative. 37 to 40 US dollars. Okay, people. Platinum. This is the platinum price. 1,007 US dollars. Okay, we're back above 1,000. Okay, cool. I just love analysis, a technical analysis. Okay, for my new subscribers, bear with me, old subscribers. They just have to see it. The long-term downtrend line. So after we do this platinum, we'll do gold to silver ratio quickly. Then we'll do the is platinum versus gold versus silver. Which one may reign supreme in the coming years? Could it be platinum? My answer may surprise you. But here's platinum USD. Long-term downtrend line from February of 2008. This is a logarithmic scale. Logarithmic scale is the shiz. You should, on longer term time frames, logarithmic scale works for everything. Sometimes linear is good, but logarithmic. What am I talking about for people not in the know? A logarithmic scale measures, rather than measuring an equal dollar gap as you go, it's measuring a percentage gain instead. So for example, you can see the gap between 1,150 and 1,450 is $300. But the difference between there and there, which is an equal distance between each other, it's a larger dollar amount distance, if that makes sense, because it's measuring percentage gain and increase and decrease rather than dollar. Okay, so logarithmically, long-term downtrend line, very clear from 2008. Okay, failure, 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 another failure. Okay, now out of interest this time, very interesting this time on platinum. This is why I wanted to, that's auto, I don't want that, I want that. Okay, let me get rid of this and let me show you very clearly. Out of interest this time, what's happened? Okay, here's where we made its first attempt to break out of this long-term downtrend line. This is in February of 2021. We spent a bit of time above there, so we closed above. That was positive. Closed above on that month. 3-4 months closed above. That's good. We closed above 4 months. Okay, then it was a failed move. And then we went back down into this symmetrical triangle pattern range. It formed this symmetrical triangle pattern here. I'll show you right. You can't really see it. See there, right there. Boom, boom, symmetrical triangle. Then in, don't worry about the spikes. Spike doesn't matter. We didn't even close a month above this long-term downtrend line. So that was a spike, meh, a spike, meh. That's my technical term, meh. Right here, we closed at this month in December of 2022, and then we quickly spike, meh, and quick move to the downside. So oftentimes from a failed move comes a fast move in the opposite direction. So it wasn't until April of last year that we closed above. Hey, cool, we closed above. And then in May, we spike, meh. What do you know? That formed this spike here and this spike here formed this downtrend line, and then we came and found resistance exactly at that trend line. Failed move, fast move to the downside. Spike, meh, right? Okay, spike, 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 meh, meh. Close, Okay, here we are, May of 2024. Not only we closed above this long-term downtrend line, February 2008, good to see. And then just in June, just gone, we closed at, we had a little spike, meh, little spike, but we closed, we closed here. Sorry, we didn't, hang on, where did we close? Close at 995, yeah. So we spiked, a little spike above, failed to hold, but out of interest, we closed within the whatever range. What's the whatever range? We had a spike all the way back down. I talked about 950 being a support level. Looks like it was with a little spike below, but we closed in the whatever range. So we closed above, okay? Bear this in mind. Now, we've done it before, so this is why I'm cautious on platinum. We closed above the February long-term downtrend line again, and we're in this whatever zone. The whatever zone for me is when we're in this zone between this trend line and the February long-term trend line. I'm like, okay, whatever. It's done this to us before. Let's just say it's the fickle mistress that always flirts with me. It's like, again, for those, I've given this analogy before for my US subscribers, it's like Lucy and the football. You know what happens with that. You know the Lucy and the football analogy every single time. So we're in July, we're still hovering above. We've had a spike down. It was a failed move. That's good. We've had a spike above. That was also a failed move. So we're ranging. It's just getting tighter and tighter right here. So I'm still have to be whatever for platinum, but it's interesting that it's the third month that we're above the long-term downtrend line, just like we were back here. However, in the fourth month, it did tank. So bear in mind, however, we are coming close to the apex of two very important symmetrical triangle patterns. The long-term downtrend line right here, we're getting close to this apex, meaning the corner. What happens, or what never happens, I should say, is a price never squeezes and squeezes and squeezes until the very last second, until the very last month. It makes its decision either way beforehand, and it happens around about now. So you would say, usually I would say by, what's this? So that's July, August, September. I would say by no later than the start of October. So round about September, October, or before, it will have made its decision. Is it going to break out and continue the breakout which it has been having, or will it fake us out and go nah, and down to my best buy zone of $900 to $700? Yeah, that could $750. It could do. So watch out. My best buy zone out of interest, $900 to $750. That's the best risk to reward. Am I saying wait to buy? No, not saying wait to buy. Dollar cost average. If you love platinum, dollar cost average, best way to go. Out of interest though, we have seen, so here's that uptrend line. Let me show you so you can see it. Uptrend line right here was formed back in, with this particular uptrend line, symmetrical triangle pattern, formed in November of 2023 when we had that spike down to 840 US dollars. And we've been ranging since then. We came up to test, what do you know, the top end of the February trend line and back down smack on it. Since then, it's broken above and it's held above for 3 months so far, or 2 and a bit months. This month hasn't closed yet. Interesting. Okay, that's why I'm saying it's interesting. Am I saying definitely up from here? Absolutely not, because we're still in whatever territory. Okay, so bear all that in mind. It's looking, I have to say, I was going to say it's looking positive. I have to say I'm whatever because we're in that zone. I will just note though, 1, 2 times closing above this long-term downtrend line. Good to see we're in that whatever zone at the moment. If we break out, if we close a month above this downtrend line, I am getting excited for platinum. I'm getting cautious right now. So that's all you need to know for platinum. I need to see it close a month, any month. I don't care whether it's this month or next month, whatever. Any month above this downtrend line right here. And I'm getting excited. And of course, you all know 1,115 to 1,120, a major Fibonacci level from the old high of February 2008 of $2,300 and the old low in 2008 of $750. That's been a major support level. The only reason it spiked below here is because why? The thing in March of 2020. If that black swan had not have occurred, I can't say definitively, I don't think 750 would have been broken because you found it as a double bottom right here. I think that was the double bottom, and I think this was the reaction to what happened in March of that 2020 era. I think you could kind of erase that, and this just would have happened maybe there and then continuing. That wouldn't have happened in my opinion. Of course, we don't know, but I think that's a reasonable assumption. So anyway, that is, what am I saying? This Fibonacci level right here, I know I'm rambling. I'm a little bit excited for this. Very key level right here. 1,117 technically, I think it is. This is a very key Fibonacci level. It's the 0.236 from this high, very key high, and a very key low. You can see over time how, look, it posted this high and this low. Then after the fact, you could have put this high and this low on the Fibonacci. You could have put it here on the month after it closed. It spiked down to here. So you could have put this in from here, and then as the months and years go by, you just kept extending. So show you what I mean. You could have, back in 2008, if you had been charting, you could have done this, and you're going, oh, I reckon that looks like a pretty good bottom. Let's see how it plays out, right? And then imagine doing this. Watch this. And then you go, oh, as the years go by, look at this. Oh, my goodness, right? Hang on. And, oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that, okay? This is why I find Fibonacci to be absolutely fascinating. I think it is absolutely a predictive tool. Why? Is it magical? No, it's because enough people believe that it's predictive and then they place their trades accordingly. Then it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. But what do you know? Fibonacci, area of resistance here. You can't say that there, right there. Area of support. Gee, what do you know? Right on the 0.382, which happened to be previous area of resistance right there. Support. Resistance. Look at this on the monthly time frame. Resistance on the 0.618 of 1,700 US dollars. Resistance here. Support here. Bang on resistance right here. 1,522 US dollars, right? Then it was in between here and a little bit of support. In between here and here, there's a big no man's land. These are extra lines that I've drawn in. So, making a play, no. Failed move to break above the 0.236, no. And then, what do you know? Double bottom. the spike down because of what happened there, which I don't think would have been, as I said before. And then, what do you know? A beautiful move through this Fibonacci to bang on resistance. Again, it was previous support here at the 1,340 US dollar mark. Bang on Fibonacci right there. And since a failed move to hold above, failed move to hold above it, etc. And we're coming back to it. So we may not be coming back to it, but that's why this level right here, 1,115 to 1,120, is my final hurdle. I'm going to do this right now. I haven't done this yet. I had this drawn in. So I'll do it right now, people. Final hurdle on monthly. There you go. Right there. I've officially drawn it in. If we close any month above there, I'm saying 100% bull market, baby, for platinum. Okay, so we're creeping there. We're not there yet. So this is my feeling on platinum. Okay, that is platinum. Now let's talk about, let me quickly go back. That's platinum. That's gold, silver, platinum analysis. Shoot. Sorry. Hang on. I'm all over the place today. Quickly, the gold to silver ratio. I need to show you, or do I need to show you this? No, I don't need to show you this. Okay. Sorry, people. Let me go back. I'm going to show you the gold to silver ratio in just a second. After I do, time code. Let's talk about platinum versus gold and silver. Historically, it's very low at the moment. So let's take a look at the ratios of platinum to gold. Then we'll do platinum to silver. We're also going to take a look at the gold to silver ratio. And I'm going to give you my personal opinion, not financial advice, of which I think shall reign supreme in the next, we'll call it 5 years, something like that. We can't give definitive timeframes and all that stuff. Maybe in the next 5 years. Which will I think will be the most outperforming, which is the technical term. But my answer may surprise you. But we're going to take a look at platinum against gold and silver because they are it's a very historically low against those two metals. Okay, so let's share the screen. That was the platinum price that I just did. If you didn't see that, if you skipped to the time code, then go back and watch the platinum price one at least. You kind of need to know where we've come from platinum in order to get the context of this platinum to gold and platinum to silver ratio. Okay, here is the platinum to gold ratio. Okay, so I'm just going to show you these briefly each. And then I'll go back and I'll show the gold to silver ratio as well, and I'll give you my opinion. Here is the platinum to gold ratio, and also what I need to do, give me 1 second, is I need to, sorry gang, give me 1 second. I just don't want to share my screen because I don't want to give away stuff. So I'm just going to download that. This is coming from a subscriber, Ben Ferrugia. So g'day, Ben Ferrugia. I will just go back here for a second. And I'm going to get a couple of, I've got to close that. What am I doing? There we go. And this one right here, I'm going to download. Sorry about this, guys. I know this is really riveting stuff as I just look at my screen. So my apologies. But I'm just going to get these up because I really want you to see these. Let me do that. And let me do this. I want you to see these from Ben Ferrugia as well, a long-term stacker, lovely guy, and also you find him on the Gold and Silver Stackers Australia forum, posting stuff, auctions and things like that and all that. So let's go back. So right here, thanks for your patience, people. Love your work. All right, share the screen. We'll go back to here first. So here is platinum on the monthly time frame, priced against gold. What am I talking about? It's a ratio. Okay, you take the price of platinum divided by the price of gold, and you get a ratio number. As this goes up, platinum is outperforming gold. Bear in mind, for newbies, platinum and gold, the whole precious metals market could be tanking, but it just so we're taught, or it could be mooning. So the price action, the dollar price action doesn't matter. This is just measuring one asset against the other asset. So they could all both be going down. You could be losing money in precious metals, but one's doing better than the other, if that makes sense. So, or you could be making a ton of money in precious metals in fiat dollar terms, but one is more outperforming the other. Make sense? Good. As this is going up, platinum is outperforming gold. As this is going down, gold is outperforming silver. Gold is outperforming platinum. Cool. So what have we known about platinum? What has our historical view of platinum for many, 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 many years? And I'll just pop it in right here. Gee, that's a support level. What do you know? Oh, at 1. So 1 would mean, 1 right here is the parity ratio. It's where there was a time where platinum was the same price as gold. If gold was $1,000 per ounce, platinum was $1,000 per ounce. But historically, and I don't have a larger historical chart, I'm sorry, but for a very long time, at least going back till 1997, platinum's historically been more than the price of gold. It was a very long time, and I wish I had that historical chart. Let me check this chart. That goes back to, thank you. Brilliant. This is that's palladium. That's the palladium ratio, and that's these are other ratios. Sorry. So this is that's platinum. Thank you. Sorry. So that is palladium and rhodium. So Ben's given me a palladium and a rhodium ratio. Great to see. So thank you. We'll take a look at those too. But going back, I think if you go back even further, platinum's just traditionally been over gold. Not always, but for a long time. When I started stacking, it was like, well, platinum's expensive. I'll buy gold. I'll buy silver, But it went as high as in November of 2000, it was at 2.4. So over double to nearly 2.5 times. It went to basically 2.5 times the price of gold. So platinum was like, oh my God, platinum, right? And people didn't think that, platinum would really ever go under the price of gold in terms of its parity. But in, 2008, there you go. Platinum really started to underperform gold in the GFC. People more held on to gold for that safety net. Gold still went down in its fiat dollar currency, but people held more onto gold than they did for platinum. So there a lot of platinum selling. And then it went to parity right there. So in October of 2008, 1-to-1 with gold, which we didn't think was ever going to occur. But another spike, and then we traded under it for the first time in the period of between about 2011, in the rough peak of the gold market, and we had a little bit of a spike right there, and then we made the play to stay above, but since December of 2014, we have been under the price. And as you can see, very steadily since 2008, a very clear underperforming of platinum against gold. Gold has been the clear winner against platinum. So let's pop in a quick trend line analysis. Let's see what we can see. Right there. Okay. Rightio. Gee, look at that. Okie dokes. That seems the most obvious to me. Can you see that on this is the monthly time frame, the very clear trend line. Can you see that? It's drawn in pretty rough, but on the logarithmic scale from the drop in 2008 all the way through, we found resistance here that formed the trend line. You need 2 points to form a trend line, the original point and the first point. That's the point right there. And then since we remained under, again, this isn't drawn in perfectly, little spike, no, failed move. And then we broke above gold, platinum broke above this platinum to gold ratio here in January of 2021. And since then, it's actually remained above this long-term downtrend line. Right now, we made a support level test, another support level test here, and we're still above it, and a double bottom potentially. Again, this is measuring platinum's outperformance against gold. As this goes up, platinum is outperforming gold. Makes sense? Good. Let's take a look at the platinum to silver ratio. As this is going up, platinum's outperforming silver. As this is going down, silver is outperforming gold like a mofo. Let's have a look at the chart here. This again goes back to, where are we? Yeah, that same time frame, 1997, 1998. Clear same move back in, where are we? Oh, a little bit different. But in June of 2003, roughly, we topped out at 155. Man, 1 ounce of platinum was worth 155 ounces of silver. Can you imagine? Okay. But since then, a very, very steady decline. Let's pop in a couple of trend lines. Right here, that seems to be the most obvious, so we're not even there. I think you guys can already tell where I'm going with all of this. But let me just show you right here. And right there's the next big trend line, not broken, okay? And let's see, we've got some major levels. Maybe I'll do some quick Fibonacci. Just give me 1 second. Does this make any sense? Just out of interest. Not necessarily on the ratios. I'll just get rid of that, sorry. And that's pretty much it. You can see here, oh, and the relative strength index too. We've got to talk about that. So on the relative strength index, we did see a bottom all the way down to 32. Oh, interesting, 32. That was also 32 was a spike, and I'll show you the gold to silver ratio in a second. That was also a key spike, 32. Oh my God. Sorry, just out of interest for ever since I was 10 years old, I think, or 8 or 10, I've had this thing with the number 32. Don't ask me why. Tell me if that's the case for you too. And I don't want to get into all that kind of, I don't believe in like the numerology and all that kind of stuff. But have you ever had a thing with the number 32? I have for a very long time. Maybe it's just a confirmation bias thing. But since I can remember, I've had a thing with the 32 comes up a lot in my life. I find it in nature a lot, etc. It's a whole thing. Anyway, gold to silver ratio, I'll show that in a sec. Anyway, 32, we found, sorry, tangent. We found a spike down here, and on the relative strength index on the monthly time frame, again, with the platinum to silver ratio, we went into extremely undervalued for platinum here in September of 2020. Platinum, extremely undervalued. It was the first time we went into extremely undervalued. All the way back since, we've spent basically no time in extremely undervalued in the whole chart going back to 1997. We did a little bit right here in April of 2011. Why? That's because silver was at its peak in April of 2011. So against platinum, platinum would be highly undervalued. When you go into a highly undervalued territory, you can spend some time there, but you eventually go back up. You eventually start to outperform the particular asset that you're talking about. So we went into extremely undervalued for platinum. And then what do you know? We had a period of with platinum from April of 2011. Again, this is just against silver. This is not measuring it in its dollar value, okay? But we had a move all the way back up to that point there, which created this downtrend line. And we came back into really getting into sort of the overvalued, not extremely overvalued, but getting into overvalued territory in platinum. And then another move. And then that 1 to 32 ratio on the platinum to silver to extremely undervalued for platinum, which would potentially suggest that it was looking, very, very undervalued. And what did we see? We saw a move back up. Out of interest, however, we failed on the platinum to silver ratio to go back into the overvalued territory. And in fact, on the relative strength index on the monthly time frame, we're heading down. Okay, so I want you to keep note of that. So that's that. I'll go back to the platinum to gold ratio. We'll show you very quickly the relative strength index on the monthly time frame for platinum to gold ratio. Okay, extremely undervalued here. We had that move, and look, technically we are, I guess, moving down, but out of interest, I want to show you this. Right there, you've got a little bit of a trend line happening there, and you also have a little bit of a trend line happening right here. This is the platinum to gold ratio. Okay, I want you to have a look at that. So it's not as what's the word I'm looking for? The direction of platinum to silver looks like it's still trending down. the direction of platinum to gold looks like it's been ticking up. Okay, so is there anything else I need to do before I show you anything? Let me just do some quick Fibonacci to see if any of this makes any kind of sense. Probably doesn't, but I'll just quickly do it. And then I'm going to give you my humble opinion. Okay. I love Fibonacci. Love it. Okay, what can you... Sorry, I'm getting really excited. I haven't done this. I didn't do this previously. I promise you. Look at this. God damn it. Look at this. Man, I swear to God. Look at this. The platinum to gold ratio Fibonacci from this high and this low. Now, this is hindsighting, okay? But look where that lines up. Look at this. That's the parity, which was obviously going to be an area of support, an area of something, right? But look where we had that move when I showed you before. Bang on the Fibonacci level of the 0.236 at, what is it, 0.87 ratio, roughly. Support, bounced off it. Broke support, resistance. Well, you know, previous support can become new resistance, but happened to be on the Fibonacci level. So I'm going to keep that in. Oh, shoot. What do you know? Right here, the 0.382 resistance. Come on, people. What do you know? The halfway mark. Support right there at $1.40. Come on. Fibonacci is great. So I would be looking for, we'll talk about that in a second, but there's no key Fibonacci's recently. So, okay. And lastly, I want to show you the gold to silver ratio. I'm making a very large point with all of this, so just give me a second. Gold to silver ratio. Okay. So now let's talk about the gold to silver ratio. Platinum very much has been underperforming gold and silver. However, let's take a look at the gold to silver ratio as well. What have we seen? Of course, we've been talking about right here. This is measuring gold against silver. We had the spike back up here. It was a failed attempt for gold to continue to outperform silver. Silver taking center stage in the last week and a half or so. And right here, you can see very clearly, as I was talking about yesterday, right here, this level right here remaining as resistance. We closed below it and we're still below it at the moment. All signs point to me personally, and it could be completely wrong, of course, take everything I say with a grain of salt, but continues while we're below here. It just says to me that silver will continue to outperform gold. It's much more likely, in my opinion, more than 50% chance that silver continues to outperform gold. Okay, so you have to bear all that in mind. So let's tie all this together. And I think silver over time will continue to outperform gold, heading down and down and down. My major point would be the 50 level right here. So let's tie all this together before I have to go. Platinum. So gold to silver ratio, meaning silver outperforming platinum. Platinum to gold ratio, which is forming what I think is a double bottom. So platinum against gold is looking bullish, in my opinion. There's at least a case to be made that we are above this downtrend line right here. We spiked above it and we've remained above this major downtrend line that you can see. It also looks like potential double bottom. On the relative strength index, we are trending up a little bit. I'm not saying this is definitely going to happen, okay? It just looks more likely to me than not at this stage. Against silver. Here's again the platinum to gold ratio. So here is my call. Platinum will in the next 5 years, and this is my prediction. In the next 5 years, I think platinum will outperform gold in the next 5 years, meaning I think within the next 5-year mark, we will be higher than where we are right now. So we can mark this in if we want. I'll pop it in right here. This is my prediction. For platinum against gold and platinum against silver. We're at this mark right here. I will say within the next 5 years, I think we will remain above, and I can't give exact time frames, but just give it a 5-year mark. I think this is potentially a bottoming in platinum against gold. Okay, platinum against gold. I think in the next 5 years, so what are we, 2024, 2029, let's call it. I think we'll be above here. We'll be in somewhere in this range by the end of 5 years from now. We won't. I don't think we'll be below. We could spike below, but I don't think we're going to continue to bottom out in terms of platinum against gold. I think platinum may have bottomed against gold. But let's take a look at platinum against silver. Platinum against silver is nowhere near showing any kind of signs that it has bottomed against platinum. Platinum hasn't shown on this chart that it's anywhere near against bottoming against silver. I think platinum will continue. Here's my call. I think platinum will continue to weaken, as in go down against silver within the next 5 years. Could we be a little bit higher? Yeah, maybe. So let me pop this in. Okay, I'll pop this in right here. Now, I could be completely bloody wrong. And hey, great to be wrong. If you're all platinum, fantastic. But there's more room to move down for me with platinum against silver, meaning silver to continue to outperform platinum. Okay, much more than gold outperforming platinum. So platinum, as I said, will outperform gold within the next 5 years based on the mark of where it is now. Right there, as I said, right there, I think we'll be in this general vicinity, at least above this mark here, within the 5-year time frame, give or take a year. Give me a little bit of slack, okay? Don't call me in exactly 5 years' time and go, see, it's below. Give me a little bit of leeway, okay? Because we're not soothsayers here. But look at this chart. We're not even above this trend line, nowhere near above this trend line. Now, that could mean, however, we've got a bit of room to move, but I don't think we're not at the clear evidence level to say that platinum will continue to outperform silver, in any major kind of means, in decades to come. We're not there yet. So, and with the gold to silver ratio, as it is, as I showed you right here, that level right there, I think silver will continue to outperform gold. In my humble opinion, all of this could be completely wrong. So here is my call, and I'll come back to here, and I'm going to get your thoughts. Here's my call. Silver is the king. Silver is king. You probably know it too. However, platinum, I think, might be the queen. I think platinum, within the next 5 years, might be the silver to platinum's got. No, that doesn't make sense. Silver is king. I think platinum's going to be queen, as in the second best performer within the next 5 years. Again, give me a little bit of leeway, but based on the charts, on the ratio charts, I think that looks more likely. And I think gold will be, against each other, will be the least performing. Silver is king, platinum next, gold last. We've almost flipped the if platinum was bronze, we've flipped the first, second, and third in the Olympics, right? This is my call. As I said, silver will outperform platinum and gold and platinum. It will be the king. Platinum will outperform gold, but it will not outperform silver. Does that make sense? Good. So that's what I think. Silver king, platinum queen, gold, whatever you want to call it. It's not the Joker by any means. If you're just in gold, fantastic, and you should be, because you should diversify within your whole portfolio, have a percentage in precious metals, a good percentage should be in gold, spread your risk around. I just think silver, when compared to all the others, silver will be the king, but I think platinum's got a big place in it. Now, I could be wrong with the platinum against silver ratio. Platinum could continue and maybe even outperform silver. Possibly. I just think silver's still the king. So that's my thing. Silver king, platinum queen, gold. Not the jester, not the Joker, but call it what you want. So that is my humble opinion. And sorry, I will share, out of interest, I'll share Ben Ferrugia's things against palladium. Yes. And I did do a platinum against palladium ratio a while ago. But it looks like, and I do agree, I think with palladium, I think it's completely bottomed out against palladium. So platinum against palladium, when I look at this chart, and thanks for providing that, Ben Ferrugia, appreciate it. You've got this level here, the kind of major kind of level of 3, and then we went into this area here, and I won't show you my own chart, but I did a video not that long ago. It might have been when I was working for Ainslie, quite possibly. I did a platinum to palladium ratio chart, and it looked really bottomed, and now we've since broken back above. We're above parity as well, so it looks pretty bottomed towards palladium. Do you play the platinum palladium ratio? Harder to do. Palladium has GST, it's harder to get, but out of interest as well, the platinum against rhodium as well, I think that looks bottomed out to me too. It looks very interesting. It looks like it's ticking up, so that's just out of interest. Let me show you there if you couldn't see it. You couldn't see it on the right hand side, but it looks bottomed out. So that's interesting. Thanks for sharing that, Ben Ferrugia. That is the rest. And finally, we'll get to some final comments. Let's talk about the platinum stuff, and then we'll get out of here. Tony says, Joe's voice does sound much better today, although out of sync. Oh, really? Out of sync with the live stream. Oops. My voice is a little bit better. I do have to keep my voice good. As you know, no show on Thursday. I'll be on my way to Singapore. My voice isn't there yet. It's about 85%, 80%. I have to keep it, I can't talk for too long, but I love this show too much, and I didn't want to do no shows this week. But I'm going to Singapore for some gigs. I'm an entertainer, as you know. I'll be there in Singapore for 4 days. Traveling on Thursday, no show. Friday, I'll do a live show. Depending on the voice, I'll do a live show from Singapore. Hey, that'll be cool. And Saturday, Sunday is just the weekend. You don't get me on the weekends, people. I've got performing to do. So yeah, the voices, I can feel it. It's a little bit strainy right here. So let's go back right here and do some quick comments, and then we'll get out of here. CT says, what is the fib above 48 for silver? Great question. Let me just quickly tell. Oh, I won't show you. I'll tell you. Give me a second. What is the Fibonacci above $48? Oh, yes, it's $75. Just so you know. Will I show you? No. Just so you know, it's $75 US is the first Fibonacci level for silver above the all-time high. So 75. I've had that drawn in for a long time. It's a very major Fibonacci level. It's the 1.618 extension from the very old high of the 80s and the lows of the 90s. So $75 US. I think it'll be a level of resistance. Not the maybe not the major one. Out of interest, the next major one after that is at 120, I think it is, something like that, US dollars. I think we're going into triple-digit silver eventually. Buy or wait a few days for silver? Don't wait. Don't listen to anyone. Don't wait. Do not wait. Dollar cost average, buy when it's right for you. Buy when you have the spare cash. Don't try and time the market. We just talk about this because it's fun. But on the longer term time frame, just buy when you can. GMS, everyone. Late but present. G'day, Hazza. Part of what I look at is silver futures. It's a buy now for me. Yes, looking at the futures is not a bad idea. Might go in today or tomorrow. You do you, my friend. Miserable day in Melbourne. Yeah, it's not great. Not great. I'm in Melbourne in Australia. Beautiful weather up here today. Beautiful weather up here today, says Tony Pearson. Meh. Mark Florida, looks as though I'll be taking a much closer look at platinum. I would. As I said, silver is king, in my opinion. Platinum, though. Platinum against gold, I think will outperform from here. Give or take a little bit. Within the next 5 years, I think it will outperform gold. I don't think it will outperform silver. It could outperform silver, but not as much, maybe. But silver has more to run, I think, as I showed you that chart. But platinum does look good. It's worth diversifying in and out of interest. And here's time code, show and tell. Let's do a quick bit of show and tell. We're on the platinum theme right here. So this is the this is my one piece of platinum. Is it my one? Maybe I have a little bit more. But this is a beautiful, just very quickly, look at this baby. Look at it. The 2022 1 ounce platinum tiger from the Perth Mint. Absolutely beautiful. If I can get that finger out the way, I'm going to do that. And I'm just looking for a... Hang on a second. Get that in. I'm showing you, everyone gets the up close look. There you go. Come on. Come on, mate. Right there. Close enough. That's my thumbnail right there. And of course, right here, Elizabeth. Good old Lizzie. 1 ounce, 9995. PT for platinum, $100. So that's I'm in platinum, people. I've got a stake in platinum. I think it's my 1 ounce as far as I'm aware. Right there. So Tony Pearson says, I got a surprise lunchtime message from a Melbourneite yesterday for a face-to-face in Atherton. Oh, it was a lovely surprise. Oh, lovely. Fantastic. Let's see. Quick ones. Yep. Nope. And that's pretty much, is that it? No? Glad it's not 33, Joe. In terms of the numerology stuff. I know what you're talking about there, Pete. I know. My preferred brew is... Oh, okay. Now we're talking coffee. Oh, my God, yeah. Let's see, people. Coffee is my fuel of choice. It is my fuel of choice in the morning. I only have one a day. And I mix it with salt water. As in, I shot a half-strength coffee in the morning. First thing, out of interest, first thing I do when I wake up in the morning, alarm goes off, or even before the alarm, I shot a half-strength thing of coffee, just instant. I don't have time to make all the other stuff. And then I down a big glass of salted water that I've made the previous night before. I go back to sleep for a little bit, or I rest for a bit, and then bing, I'm awake, baby. Can I recommend that to everyone? Give it a try. It's amazing. Right here, haven't heard of... Full Spectrum says, it's odd that technical analysis works on ratios. Yes, it does. As you've seen with the gold to silver ratio. Why does it work? It works for a number of reasons. It can work for a number of reasons. Getting a little bit esoteric and woo-woo here. I've mentioned this before. Why does technical analysis, in particular, why does Fibonacci work not perfectly every time, people, but why does it work on long-term time? Why does it work on long-term time scales? Even for ratios? It's one of a few things. We either live in a simulation, and that's just part of the coded thing, or all assets are manipulated by a computer program, which some people believe. Bix Weir, for example, is his rotor-rooter theory is big on that. That's all computer manipulated. So they have to use some kind of code or algorithm, and maybe Fibonacci is the main algorithm that they're using. So it just happens to line up over time, or which is more likely, it's just mass psychology. Because enough people believe that it is predictive, then they place their trades accordingly over long periods of time, and then it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Pick one of those three. It could be either. Right there. You guys talk about coffee. I love it. Is precious stones worth looking at? No, in my humble opinion. Great analogy, Joe, with the Lucy and the football. Absolutely agree. Ray M asks, will you be doing the show from a dealer? I don't think I can do a show from a dealer. I'm going to look up a dealer and see if I can get in. Unfortunately, my schedule with the U2 show, not U2, but the U2 tribute show that I'm in, they've got us sound checking, and we've got to be there for hours. So I kind of actually don't have a lot of spare time while I'm in Singapore. And I've got to get up and have breakfast and then get ready and all that. The first day, we've got an evening show, and the second day, we've got an evening show. We've got sound check to do earlier. We've got to hang around. So probably Sunday might be my only chance, and Sunday, they're probably not going to be open. So probably not, unfortunately. I'm going to try and get out if I can, but yeah, we'll see. Diamonds are a girl's best friend. I think silver's your best friend. Tony, platinum Luna Tiger. That's right. Naka says it's hard to wear a 1 kilo silver bar on your finger. That's true. And this too. Wally says 32 is the number of teeth you have. Maybe you could have been a dentist. I could have. No thanks. Although I've never had a single filling. I am 46 years old. 47? 46. 47? 46. That's how old I am. I don't remember. I'm 46 years old, never had a single filling. I've been told by dentists, by one particular dentist, that I have very, very mineralized teeth, which is a good thing. CT now, 33 vertebrae in the spine. Oh, interesting. Jacob's ladder. Ah, yes, okay. Hazza says salted water is very healthy. Joe, it is. I start my day every day with a big glass of salted water. Himalayan salt, I'm thinking of moving to Celtic salt though. Gotta run. See you later, Mark, Florida. And speaking of gotta run, everyone's got... Oh, and then Pete Repeat says Celtic sea salt only, not table salt. I'm thinking of switching to Celtic sea salt. All right, people, we're out of here. I've got to go. You've got to go. I've got things to do, and that's it. So Desi's in the house. G'day, Desi. And hi, hey, Desi. Bye, Desi. All right, people, grab your tasty beverage for the final synchronized slurp. That has been the platinum versus gold versus silver show. Thank you very much for watching. If you skip to the end, silver is still the king. I think platinum will outperform gold for sure. 90% chance. Anything could happen. But less likely that platinum will outperform silver in the next 5 to 10 years, roughly. But watch the platinum to gold ratio. Very interesting right now. Could be at a bottoming point. But silver is still the king. So stack that silver, people. Stack that shiny. Here we go. In 3, 2. Thanks for watching. We will go out with the theme music. Have a great day. And I will see you tomorrow, people.
Oh yeah, we're feeling fine.
It's the funky AI generated Good Morning Stackers theme song, literally.
Grab a tasty beverage, let's get in the groove. Synchronized slurp, now we're on the move.
All right, people, stay safe, stay informed. Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow. Keep stacking.